Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hello, friend. Namaste. Thanks for being here with me in the YouTube world or Facebook. I would say see you, but I don't really see you, but you see me. But it's how it goes. So this is the second in the series of videos that I'm going to be doing about the yoga teacher training that's coming up at Triple Crane Retreat Center starting January 2023. It's an exciting collaboration. Master Hai, aka Winnie, and myself are teaming up to do this training together. We also have my awesome and amazing wife, Miriam, who teaches anatomy. Mariah McCarroll teaches the ethics classes. She's a therapist and PhD in therapy stuff. Don't have the exact terms of what she does, but she does a great class. And then Kamakshi Ma, my mom, is also going to be teaching some yoga nidra and other self-inquiry aspects of the yoga system. So our team is growing in the teacher training, and we're really happy to be doing this with Triple Crane. And it starts January 2023. So in this video, I'm going to go over Ayurveda. It's one of my favorite topics, and it's really what's kept me on the yogic path at hard times in my sadhana throughout the years when I have struggled with what the right practice is for me or what I need to do. It has all come back to Ayurveda. Ayurveda has been amazing. So I'm going to just really quickly go over all of the major topics that we do. This is a lot of information in the teacher training, so this video is going to have a lot of quick information, which we go into great depth. And all of these topics in the teacher training, we review them over and over and over again. Every time we do a yoga class, we talk about how it relates to these different Ayurvedic principles and elements. So we're constantly reviewing the stuff to help it get into your brain and to help you become an awesome yoga teacher. So if you're into Ayurveda at all, you've probably heard of doshas, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. We explore those in great detail, and we also we really ground what they actually are as Ayurveda explains them to clear up any confusion. Now, doshas can still be confusing because it can be kind of hard to see things clearly sometimes. But we do all we can do to help us understand these things, and we use the tool of the 5 elements, or the Mahabhutahas, the 5 great elements, to explore this. This is all in the context of Samkhya philosophy. So we go over an in-depth exploration of Samkhya, how that relates to our sense organs, what we hear, what's coming into our body, what's going out of our body, how that relates to the cosmology of yoga with Purusha and Prakriti, and Maya. All of these terms, we really explain them so that you really understand the richness and depth of the yoga system. So gunas the doshas are explored in depth through the 5 elements, and we also explore the gunas. Now, gunas are more than just in Ayurveda. They're big in yoga in general. Somehow a lot of yoga practitioners don't know what gunas are, which is it's an unfortunate cultural trend. But we'll be going over the gunas, which are the mental attributes, how it relates to your yoga practice, your meditation practice, pranayama, and your diet. In light of dosha and guna, we'll also be going over what we call subtle essences. Subtle essences are prana, not to be confused with the clothing line. Prana, tejas, and ojas. So we'll talk about how to develop healthy prana, tejas, and ojas, and how you use your yoga practice to do so. One thing we spend a lot of time on is the 5 pranas, or the vayus. It's very important. It actually comes out of the Upanishads. Many feel that that's the original place of it, as a method of self-inquiry, but it's also been used as a methodology for health and healing. So we explore a lot of the methodology of how yoga poses and breath works impact the winds in your body. Upward moving energy, downward moving energy, circulating energy in, circulating energy moving out, up, down, in, out. Yeah. So prana, apana, samana, uddiyana, vayana. We talk about those a ton, almost more than we do doshas. They're super interesting therapeutic tools for yoga practitioners. We also explore the 6 taste and diet, yogic diet. This course is more focused on, I'd say, the ancient engineering of the yoga system more than it is diet, but we do go over the basics of diet from a yogic and Ayurvedic standpoint. In short, the difference between the yogic and Ayurvedic standpoint, yoga has more rules, more yeses and nos. Ayurveda has a little bit, who are you right now and what do you need to do to obtain optimal health? So we look at both systems and explore what the individual needs. So all of these tools that are kind of technical sounding will be very clearly understood if you take this teacher training, and they will help you become an awesome yoga teacher. So one of the things that we do a lot of is in Ayurveda, they talk about the life phases we have, and they relate to the doshas, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. We talk a lot about the life phases and how that relates to creating a safe and healthy class. And then we get into the anatomy. I'll do another video on the anatomy, or maybe I'll get Miriam to do the video since she teaches it. We'll see if I can get her to do it. But the anatomy, the Western anatomy and the Ayurveda anatomy join together to create a symbiosis, a connected methodology that really helps you create safe, effective yoga classes for a variety of age brackets and skill sets and goals. So not everyone's goals and approach to yoga need to be the same, but there are really clear, we could say biological or physiological realities that we explain through Ayurveda and Western anatomy. So it's one of my favorite things about the teacher training. I'm really glad I have those tools when I work with my clients therapeutically or even just in a general yoga class. When you know about these Ayurvedic tools, you see somebody and you know a lot about them instantly, and you can really serve them better as a yoga teacher. So yoga and Ayurveda are intrinsically interrelated. Now there's a lot of different views on history, and traditionally we've always had Indian history and the Indian dialogue about their own history. Now we have Westerners that are putting in our view. That's a whole different topic, which I could go off on. But regardless of which view you subscribe to, yoga and Ayurveda are totally connected. Like in the traditional Indian schools, yoga has been used as exercise for thousands and thousands of years. Yoga meaning yoga postures. It was used for military training, to get ready to fight, get strong. It was also used for just general life maintenance and strengthening things. Now, a lot of Indian perspectives, many people feel that it predates the literature that came out about yoga during the Tantric Renaissance, which is a more recent time period, but many people have good evidence that shows that it's much, much older than that. And we can see in the Vedas, they use the same terminology that's used in the Tantric texts, like the Hatha Yoga Pradipika. And actually the terminology used in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika that talks about biological functioning, like too much mucus or digestive problems, it's all in Ayurvedic terminology. So to really even be able to understand the classical text on Hatha Yoga, you have to understand what these Ayurveda terms mean, or you will misunderstand. And then often the translation is given, and sometimes the translators don't know much about Ayurveda. They might be Sanskrit translators, but they don't really know much about Ayurveda. So it can get lost in the mix. So I'm saying all this to say that yoga and Ayurveda, especially for health and healing, is very powerful as a complete system. Now, yoga and Ayurveda are both spiritual practices. The goal is to bring the individual self to experience the infinite self. So there can be some theological nuance around that, but the jiva and the jivatman, the super soul, the supreme soul, and the individual soul coming together, seeing each other, knowing each other, merging in each other. So this is what yoga and Ayurveda both point us to. So we go into this into great detail, and I love teaching these classes, and the people who've been to the teacher training tend to really enjoy all the Ayurveda content, and we've created some very knowledgeable yoga teachers from this body of information. So the early bird discount for the yoga teacher training ends November 15th. So it will save you about $400, $350, I forget the math. It's in the website. I've already posted the link. It's on here on Facebook, and then if you go to the Triple Crane website, you'll see all the prices and the early bird discount. So grab that early bird discount if you feel connected. This course is going to be both online and in person, meaning you can do either way. Now, we would like to have people come for the closing weekend in October. I think it's October 11th, 2023, so about a year from now. So there's lots more that could be said. I'm going to do a handful more videos. We'll keep talking about the content in the teacher training. So share this video if you know anyone who might be interested in doing yoga teacher training with myself and Master Hai and the rest of our team. And stay in touch with me. You can get on my online teaching platform, which will keep you up to date about all of the blogs and various things that I'm doing, free offerings and other e-courses that really go in depth into content. So thanks for getting through this whole video. If you have any questions about the content or even about Ayurveda, you can ask them below. Any questions about the teacher training, ask them below or message me. And we look forward to hearing from you all. All right, namaste. Thank you all for making it to the end of this video. I know it's hard to keep attention these days. So many things we can click on and the mind is wandering. So if you've made it this far, you're probably fairly interested, and I appreciate that. Even if I don't hear from you, it's just great. And loving you all. Peace and light to all. Love. Namaste.